Hi boys and girls, it's Miss Reynolds with B.O.R.E.D, Better Off Reading Every Day. Today's book is The Class That Can at Home, Coronavirus, written by Raya Jane and J.J. Volapis, illustrated by Bill Dussinger. We dedicate this book to you for staying strong and to everyone working to help others. Today is Can Day. Today is Can Day. In our classroom, every day is Can Day. My name is Colin, and I am a kid from the land of Can. I know, I do, I am, I can. I can write. That's why my teacher, Mrs. Can, asked me to write this book. That's my friend Kayla. She can draw. Because Kayla can draw so well, Mrs. Can asked her to illustrate our book. Mrs. Can's Class of Cans, Kids Can. My can. That may sound odd, but it's true. There's even a giant tongue-twisting, lip-lifting, cheek-chuckling sign that hangs on the wall in front of Can Classroom. Repeat this phrase 5 times as fast as you can, each time getting louder and louder and louder. My friends can. That may sound odd, but it's true. There's even a giant, tongue-twisting, lip-lifting, cheek-chuckling sign that hangs on the wall in front of a Can Classroom. Mrs. Can's Class of Cans, Kids Can. 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 Mrs. Can, Class of Cans, Kids Can. Mrs. Can teach. She's kind, creative, and caring. So last week when Mrs. Can reached out to us, we got very, very excited. Very. You see, we haven't been in school for more than a month. Something called the coronavirus has caused schools everywhere to close. We now have class on the computer. Good morning, class, Mrs. Can exclaimed. As we all watch from home on our devices, I'm incredibly, convincingly, and completely excited to see all of your beautiful faces. I have 2 spectacularly special guests joining our Can Cam today. Mrs. Can said, they're going to talk about topics many of us are wondering about, the coronavirus. Mrs. Can smiled, and we heard a familiar sound, a sound signaling something spectacular. It was Mrs. Can banging the booming bongos, Like always, we all started drumming on our laps. Pat-a-tat-tat, pat-a-tat-tat, pat-a-tat-tat-tat, pat-a-tat-tat, pat-a-tat-tat. Suddenly, two screens appeared. Class, give a wonderful welcome to my friends, Dr. Rushi Gupta and Dr. Ken Fox. Mrs. Ken said, they care about helping kids just like you. The class took turns asking Dr. Rushi and Dr. Ken questions about the coronavirus. I recorded their answers for our book while Kayla created positively perfect pictures and posters. What is a virus? A virus is a tiny germ you can only see with a special fancy microscope. Sometimes this type of tiny germ can make a person sick. A cold and the flu are both caused by tiny invisible germs called viruses. Dr. Ken and Dr. Rushi. What is coronavirus? Coronavirus is a virus that can spread through small wet droplets from the nose or mouth. When a person who has the virus coughs or sneezes, droplets travel through the air up the distance of about 6 feet. In 2019, a new type of coronavirus appeared. Even though the virus is new, we are learning a lot about it. Corona means crown. Coronavirus is named for its covering that looks like a crown made of spikes and blobs. Coronavirus is a germ that causes a sickness called COVID-19, Dr. Rushi and Dr. Ken said. Why is this such a big deal? The coronavirus is a big deal because it can spread easily from person to person. If you catch it, you can get sick. The good news is when kids get it, they usually don't get very sick from it. However, kids can spread the virus to other kids and other adults. It is important to know that coronavirus can make adults and people who have other health problems really sick. The coronavirus has affected people all over the world. Dr. Rushi and Dr. Ken. Is it okay to feel scared or sad? It is completely normal to feel scared or sad. However, many people are looking out for us. Grown-ups are here to protect us. They can help us when we feel afraid and when we have questions. Nurses and doctors help sick people feel better. Scientists discover ways to protect and treat everyone. Families and teachers help us learn and take care of us. Neighbors watch out for us. All the people in our community work together like a shield to keep everyone healthy and safe. Dr. Rushi and Dr. Ken. Why are they closing schools? I miss my friends and teachers. The most important thing is to stay safe and healthy. We don't want the virus to have the chance to spread from one kid to another. We have the power to protect ourselves by learning at home instead of at school for now. One day we will all be together again. For now, we have to think of all of the ways we can stay connected to each other until that day comes. Dr. Rushi, Dr. Ken. What can I do to be safe? You can try to stay indoors as much as possible, but it is okay to go on walks with your family to get fresh air with your mask on. If you do go out, make sure you stay 6 feet apart from people and wash your hands when you get home with your mask on. Wash your hands by rinsing, scrubbing soap for about 20 seconds, rinsing off the soap, then drying. Make sure to scrub in between fingernails, front and backs of your hands. You can also use hand sanitizer and let it dry for 10 seconds. Also, try to sneeze and cough into your elbow or a tissue. Doing these things is the best way to stay safe. Dr. Rushi and Dr. Ken. Will this be forever? Nope. The virus cannot live forever. We are strong and we will win. We will we ever go back to normal again? One day we will all be together again. We will be able to go to school, see movies, have play dates, play sports, have parties and other celebrations together once again. Until then, we can use our phones, tablets, pens, and paper to get connected and stay connected. Dr. Rushi and Dr. Ken. How do you know we can stop the virus? We are bigger and stronger and smarter than viruses. We will stop the coronavirus. Viruses don't have friends. They don't live in neighborhoods. They can't sing or dance. They don't tell stories or jokes or read books. We laugh. We have hands and we know how to use them, to raise them high, to blow kisses, to wave hello or goodbye, to wipe tears away, to point at something and ask, "What's that?" or "How did that happen?" We can protect ourselves and our communities right now by following the steps to stay safe. Dr. Rushi and Dr. Ken. What are doctors and scientists doing about coronavirus? Doctors and scientists are working really hard to treat everyone who is sick. Scientists are experimenting to make a vaccine, which is a type of medicine that trains your body to prevent getting sick from virus. They are also making better tests to detect the virus, treatments to help you fight the virus. Everyone is doing their part to keep you safe and wearing their masks. What can I do to get through this? We love. No virus can ever take that away. There are so many questions in the world today, but the answer is always love. We love our families, our friends, our teachers, our nurses, our doctors, our communities. We are strong and brave. We work together. We help each other, even if we feel sad, worried, or lost. Coronavirus may wear a crown, but we have the power. We rule. Kid power. Dr. Rushi and Dr. Ken. What if we want to know more about coronavirus? You may have other questions. It is important that your family has the most accurate information available about coronavirus, which is why Mr. Ken and her friends created special web page with extra resources and links. www.citizensofcan.com/coronavirus. www.citizensofcan.com coronavirus. www.citizensofcan.com/coronavirus. That is a W, a W, a W, a dot, a C, an I, a T, a Z, ENSOFCAN.com/coronavirus. As we finished asking our questions, we began to feel better, especially since we knew what we could control to stay healthy. I'm not so scared anymore, Maya said. It's important to ask questions when you don't understand something. Mrs. Can said, now let's give a tongue-twisting, lip-lifting, cheek-chuckling thank you to Dr. Rushi and Dr. Ken. We all waved as Mrs. Can threw her hands into the air and gave us all a special look. We all knew what she was going to say. Mrs. Can's class of cans, kid can. Mrs. Can shouted, pointing to us to finish the sentence. Stay healthy. Stay healthy. The end, boys and girls, of The Class That Can at Home, Coronavirus. The Class That Can at Home, Coronavirus. The Class That Can, I Am, I Can, Coronavirus. Written by Raya Jane and J.J. Volopis, illustrated by Bill Dussinger. With your questions answered by Dr. Rushi Gupta and Dr. Kenneth L. Fox. Forward by Dr. Wendy Sue Swanson. There is one page in particular that I have to go over with you. And this is the page that's important to me. As we finished asking our questions, we began to feel better, especially since we know what we could control to stay healthy. I'm not scared anymore, Maya said. It's important to ask questions when you don't understand something, Mrs. Can said. Now let's give a tongue-twisting, lip-lifting, cheek-chuckling thank you to Dr. Rushi and Dr. Ken. We all waved at Mrs. Can, threw our hands into the air, and gave us all a special look. We all know what she was going to say. We all know what she was going to say. Mrs. Can's class of cans, kids can. Mrs. Can shouted, pointing to us to finish the sentence. Stay healthy. Stay healthy. Mrs. Can's class of cans, kids can. Mrs. Can shouted, pointing to us to finish the sentence. Stay healthy, boys and girls. Stay healthy. Boys and girls, I chose this book because this is what is happening right now. Today is the 20th of July. Yes, the 20th of July. The middle of our summer. Right here where we're sitting. Depending on who is listening to me, depending on who is hearing this, the weather is different all over the world. But today is on record one of our hottest days in New York, where I live. It is supposed to go up to 100 degrees. And I chose to read this book because I know that a lot of kids and parents are going to be inside. And they're going to have access to watching television. And they're going to have access to watching me on my YouTube. Bored with Miss Reynolds, better off reading every day. And I wanted to send a message to my kids to let them know that they don't have to worry, because we are adults are always going to be here to protect you. We as parents are always going to be here to protect you, and we are going to help each other, and we're going to get through this. I have been home since March 11th. I started reading books on YouTube March 11th. My libraries closed a couple of days later, and I bought every single book since then until my library opened up sometime last week, which is in the middle of July. So I have completely enjoyed myself reading to you because I've read over 250 something books, and I am enjoying and having the time of my life. And I couldn't have done that with you, and I wanted to share that with you. I wanted to talk to you about coronavirus, because even though it is awful and it has us stuck in the house and doing things that we never thought we would do before, it did do one thing. It brought us all together. It brought me to you. I would have only been reading to my kids in my after school program and in my class and in my babysitting and in my childcare. Had it not been for coronavirus, I would have not been on YouTube. I would have not been on Instagram reading like this. I would have just been doing it in my private life. But because of Corona, I'm doing it here with you, and it has been my absolute pleasure. And I always say to you, I want to teach you a little something. I want you to learn a little something in here. I want to show you a lot of love in here. And I want to make you laugh. Those are the three things that I strive to do whenever I sit here reading to you. So boys and girls, of course we have gloves, which in some places we are required to wear. They give them to me when I walk into my library to touch any of the books. We are required to wear these. We have our masks. Oop, it fell down. We have our masks. We have our disposable masks. We have all of these things to keep us safe. But like the book says, the number one thing that we have out of everything else that we could possibly buy and do to stay safe is right in here. Right in here. And that's that thing I always talk to you about. That's love. We love each other very, very much, and we want to ride this out to the end, and we want to be together, and we want to be able to look back on this and laugh and say, oh my God, remember when Corona was going on and I was home stuck in the house? Do you remember? We want to look back on this and be like, what did we do? We were in the house for how long? We didn't go to school for how long? What did you do? We want to look back on this and we want to laugh. And the only way we're going to be able to do this is by keeping the love train going. Keep the love train going. Just keep loving, 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 loving. Giving love to mom and dad, babysitters, grandparents, people who it's safe to give love to. With your mask on when you're out. With your gloves on when you are supposed to. Sanitizing your hand, washing your hand for 20 seconds while you sing a song. They have different ways now where they say if you sing the birthday song, it's 20 seconds, you can wash your hands. Whatever it is that you need to do to get through washing your hands, go ahead and do it. If you want to do a happy dance while washing your hands, do a happy dance while washing your hands. It's your business as long as you're getting it done. So, we're going to lead with love. We're going to always remember to laugh like crazy, and we are going to learn from this because gosh, have I learned a lot. And the best part of it is I get to learn it and do it with you. Miss Reynolds, better off reading every day, and that's all I got to say about that. Bye.